Good afternoon. My name is Dennis Mhlanga. I'm from AfricaKidsCode, and today I'll be your trainer. It is going to be amazing. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy this session. So our topic or our module today is Keep Your Family Safer Online. It's a guide for parents to make the most of the digital age. But before I start, I would ask you guys to make sure that you comment if there's something that you do not understand. Make sure that you comment on our comment button, and definitely, and I'll always pause to take questions. So yeah, let's make sure that we will all engage and we participate. It is going to be amazing. It's funny than you think. It's very funny. It's not a serious topic, and I'm sure that you guys are going to like it, especially for parents. We're going to discover things that we're not aware of that our children are doing online. So yeah, let's dive to it. So guys, don't forget, if you don't understand or there's something that you need to ask, make sure that on our comment button you write something there, and I'll get to see it, and then we'll all get to discuss it, and then we move along. We make sure that everybody understands what we're talking about. So, introduction to online safety. Let's discuss the challenges on parenting in the digital age. Modern kids have never known a time when they couldn't connect to the entire world via the internet, whereas we could. In fact, they probably spend more time online than anyone else, certainly more than you or the parents. Let's dive in and help us as parents better understand the landscape of the internet. Being online is part of everyday life. Ask yourself how old you were when you got hold of this kind of technology. For kids today, the internet becomes a part of their growing up. Highlight the adoption rate in everything that you do. Children being the fastest adopters of the technology. 15 to 24 years old typically outnumbers the overall online population. The global proportion of young people aged 15 to 24 using the internet, it's about 71%, is significantly higher than the proportion of the total population using the internet, which is 48%. The internet is becoming more and more prevalent in the daily lives of our children, and our own children will be online from the early age. We can limit how often, but it will happen. The children of today are growing up in a very different world compared to our generation. I mean, we used to go to the streets, and for them, obviously, they don't go to the streets because they have their devices and they're always in their devices. And things move quick in our connected world, which, yeah, it's something different, So being online is part of our everyday life, which is like 48% of the adults. And you'll be shocked that kids that use the internet is like about 66%. So that's really crazy. What do your children actually do online? Most parents feel they know what teens are doing online, but teens don't think so. Wow, what a contradiction. Things that we didn't know. Do you feel you have a complete handle on what they are doing? How do you monitor what they are doing online? Many of you will have a firm grip on what your children are doing online, but there are a few examples of what they might be doing, things that you were not aware of. So, how do children use the internet? 64% chat online with their friends, 52% watch video clips, 53% play online games against friends and strangers. The digital technology has become a fundamental part of children's lives. Your children need to understand these same principles apply online. Although there are tendency to limit access, tech can be an amazing force of good. What are the biggest concerns you face in keeping your children safe online? Introduce yourself, your name, where you're from. What are the biggest concerns you are facing with keeping your children safe online? And you can definitely comment on our chat box, and so that we get to know what are the challenges your child is facing online, so that we all get to discuss it, and then we see how can we learn from each other. It's great to see we have all got such similar concerns and share some of new ones if applicable, although those concerns do not just stop here. You are not alone. Many more parents share the same worries and are search for help. And with so many concerns out there, this session will offer some tips on how to positively approach this. But the internet is a vast place, right? And whilst some parents may approach these concerns, maybe restricting or limiting access to the internet, it may not be the best approach. You are not alone, obviously. So I've got a few things on the screen for you guys. Parents need to be more involved, engaged, and educated. My children are more tech savvy than I am. So these are some of the concerns raised by parents. Safety is paramount. I'm concerned with what they get up to when I'm not monitoring them. So obviously, with all these concerns, we'll get solutions on how to definitely get to monitor your child without you being with them and online. This is the era of technology. Kids don't play outside anymore. People can pretend to be anyone online. I don't want them stumbling across things they shouldn't be stumbling across. Definitely, these are some of the concerns that parents have. And I mean, at the same time, they need these devices to do their homeworks. But how do we make sure that they only get to do their homework and get positive content online, content that is not harmful to them? With so many concerns out there, this session will offer some tips on how to positively approach this. Tech is an amazing force of good. Parents often forget the positive side to tech, and they should embrace and reinforce it. We want to embrace the opportunity available for kids out there to use tech. You can get access to a wealth of information for learning and homework. There are also lots of interactive tools, games that can aid learning, some of which can be done with parents. Where to find opportunities for work, from starting a blog to following your favorites artists on Instagram, the internet can be a great way for young, inspiring creatives to get started. However, the internet remains a complex place which was not built intentionally for children and is not as regulated as other children services. We should see teach or tech as an enabler, but also with some much power comes more responsibility and a need for a better understanding on how we are using it. Therefore, it's imperative we or you get involved in your child's online activity and guide them through it safely. We're going to go through the common areas that children come up against when they're browsing online. So 76% use the internet for homework and research. 45% researched work and study opportunities, created and uploaded on music. So set digital ground rules for the family. Discover, manage family-friendly content, protect your family's online privacy and security, which will help the family a lot. Set digital ground rules. Every family is different, and therefore the limitations, restrictions, and guidelines you want your family to live their digital lives should be up to each individual family. Setting ground rules can help you enjoy the burst of the internet while understanding that there's a limit where the good of the internet can become a negative impact if abused and overused. What kind of ground rules do you currently set for your family online? So being online is like a family. Your family or at your home, you have ground rules. So that's exactly what happens online. You need to set ground rules for your family, especially for your children, so that you make sure that they are internet safety. There are three main activities we recommend setting ground rules around. These include screen time, what kind of information you share, and the way you behave online. We will go into more depth on each of these topics now. So these include establish boundaries around screen time, create family rules about what to share, establish family values online, and etc. Screen time. How do you currently approach screen time with your children? Are you good with screen time yourself, or you also can't keep up with your time online? So, complete homework, search for information online, and in some school, complete and submit work remotely. Connect with friends and family. Keep in touch, share what's happening. Effects of screen time on sleep. Sleep cycles are affected by blue light from screens, tricking our brain into thinking it's still daylight, making it difficult to sleep. And definitely, every time we're on our phone, we spend hours, and by the time you log out, it's probably like 3 hours later, it's dark. But yeah, you were thinking it's still daylight. But yeah, so those are just some of the effects of being online and not being aware of your time. Could encourage antisocial behavior health issues. There are concerns that children are spending less time outdoors with peers because they are on devices. Not that all activities are created equal. Take the time to assess how particular activities that your child is doing can help or hinder their development as they grow. What kind of activities would you like to limit your child's time on? What kind of activities would you like to see your children do more of? Do your children show a tendency towards any particular apps or programs? How much time your child should spend using their devices is up to you as a parent, but there are ways to help you set limits when you want to. Before I even move away from this slide, balancing screen time, positive impact and negative impact. Complete homework. It also, the effect is on your sleep, connect with friends and family, spending less time with others outdoors. So yeah, sorry. So yeah, definitely those are some of the effects, unfortunately. Remember, for each and every action, there's a reaction. So yeah, it's just part of it. We're extra protective when it comes to families. So we take care of our youngest users by providing parents with the best support to help their children enjoy quality content that parents feel good about. To set up Family Link, you will need to create a Google account for your child or a family member. If your child is under 13, Google will prompt you to link your email account with theirs. Follow the prompts to accept the terms and conditions. Download the Google Family Link for children from the App Store. You can find it on the App Store, the Google Family Link. The child will then be asked to sign in with their Google account. The app will then prompt you, the caretaker, to sign in using the email address and password. The caretaker will be prompted to download the Family Link for parents on their own device. The caretaker will be prompted to activate the Family Link manager. So to set up a Family Link, you will need definitely to create a Google account for your child or family member. If your child is like under 13, Google will prompt you to link your email account with theirs, follow the prompts, and accept all the terms and conditions. Family Link helps you to manage apps for your kids' use, temporarily lock your child's device at different times of the day, set screen time limits so that your child is not online all the day, lock your child's device remotely, manage their devices hide specific apps whenever it's time to play, study or sleep. For example, bedtime. Set a bedtime routine to lock your child's phone while they sleep. Homework or dinner, lock devices immediately, so they can focus on other activities like studying or spending time with their family. So it is actually essential, so that sometimes we have seen in many families during a dinner or bedtime, kids are on their phone. But now with Google and all the apps that they have created, you can literally switch off their phone remotely. Family link, keep an eye on your kids' screen time, lock child's device remotely. Whether it's time to go play outside, have dinner, or just spend time together, you can remotely lock a device whenever it's time to take a break. And that will help you to also see or monitor your child's device or what they're doing online. How would you talk to your children about screen time? Balancing homework versus social media. If your child only wants to spend time online, keep a positive attitude towards screen time. Of course, it's important for children to know and understand why finding screen time balance is important. For the reason, would like to suggest using these 3 discussion points of talking about screen time with your children. Does technology ever prevent you from being present? To begin, talk about how devices can sometimes cause people to miss out on things that matter to them. Touch on times when you went fully there for the particular moment because you were on your phone, and ask your kids if they have observed others like friends or family not fully present with their phone around them. So I think it's a matter of like how you approach them about this whole thing. Bring it in as a suggestion. Ask if there was a friend who like went through the same situation, or maybe it is like or whoever. You can also make examples for yourself that, okay, cool, I've once faced 1, 2, 3 just because I was online on my phone. Maybe you almost had an accident because you were on your phone, or you couldn't see certain things happening just because you are on your phone. So it is very important to touch on times when you went fully there for a particular moment because you were on your phone, and ask your kids if they have observed others like friends or family not being fully present with the people around them. Have your kids also experienced a time when they were distracted from an important moment because of technology? How did they feel about it afterwards? Where did on a particular app or game when it happened, and have they noticed a pattern in their own activity? How does screen time affect focus, and why does it matter? What are the times and places your family feels it's important to be focused? Is it during homework, while spending time with one another? Talk about how to approach technology during these times when you want to keep your attention on task. Reflect on what balance feels like, not only for your kids, but for the whole family as a whole. The digital age has made it super easy to share information or to share info online, as we are able to connect with friends and families through our mobiles and social media. However, with this accessibility comes consequences. Can you think of any negative consequences to the freedom of expression sharing online has given you a children? So you can definitely comment, go to our comment and share if you have faced anything like that. You can share your negative consequences to the freedom of expression sharing online has given children, or anything that you have witnessed about children sharing online. So we normally face challenges like invasion of privacy, social media comparison, digital footprints, and those are the things that children, they should not be facing. Invasion of privacy, social media comparison, digital footprints. And social media comparison, it can happen because of what other people post, and they want to look like them. And yeah, and we're going to get deeper on that, on what really do people post online and what not, so that it can also give you a clear picture on what to say when you talk to your child about online safety. So here are some discussion points we recommend for talking to your family about the consequences of sharing too much online. Teach them about their digital footprint. Your digital footprint is your digital presence, who you are online. Together with your children, search online for yourself or a musician that they love and talk about what you find. You may want to check the results in advance, talk about what others can learn about you from these results and how you develop a digital footprint online. Help minimize social comparison. Make sure that your child knows that what friends share online is just one part of whole story. I mean, I can post my pictures always happy, but in a reality, maybe facing a depression, which is what children they don't know. But what they do, they literally take everything in of what do people post online. So, and it's usually the highlights and remind them that everyone also has a boring or sad or embarrassing moments that they don't share, which is what I was saying at the moment, that people like literally they don't share about their embarrassed moments. They only share about their happy moments. Even if it's not their happy moments, they just post and write whatever. Remember that people, they can be whoever they want online. So do not be taken away or feel depressed because of a certain lifestyle that happens on social media. Normally, people, they're not who they are on social media. Teach your children about oversharing. Brainstorm. So I have a quick story to share with you guys before I get to this. So I saw on social media there was this kids who were like having this conversation online. So this other one, she talks about how boring their teacher is, and the other one is commenting as well. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen that teacher is boring, and they were not aware that that teacher was part of their followers. So that teacher literally commented and said, are you aware that I follow you online? And that was embarrassing and it can get them in trouble. So let's make sure that whatever we post is things that we can also say when we meet those people. Help minimize social comparison. Make sure that your children or your child knows that what friends share online is just one part of the whole story, and it's usually the highlights. Remind them that everyone also has a boring or sad or embarrassed moments that they do not share. Let's just remind them about these things all the time, that people, they're not who they are on social media, and teach them about oversharing. Brainstorm solutions for oversharing, such as taking down on what embarrassing moments are, but others are just good learning moments. So if you have any question or anything like that, or something that you do not understand, you can literally go to our comments and then you share, and we'll definitely delve deeper to it. So establish your family values online about harassment and bullying. Be clear about how you expect them to act online, treating others as they want to be treated, and saying online only what they would say face to face, and great places to start. Talk about meaning behind someone's words and encourage positively. Talk about tone of voice and remind your children that it's easy to misinterpret someone's meaning online. Encourage them to assume good intent and talk to friends directly if they are unclear about someone or something. Talk about how good it feels to send and receive a positive message online. Consider using one of your own apps together to send a positive comment or message. And definitely, these are the things that you as a parent as well, you can also get into, and you get to share with them as well. Remember, a better internet, one free of bullying, division, hate, and crime, isn't just an inspiration. It's a truly impossible or possible, and it starts with the individual digital user. It starts with you as a parent to show that respect to children, or whatever you post. Definitely, they'll also like lead and follow your footsteps on what you post, and they will also like post positive message, and then we'll keep that cycle going. So teach them about so what you see on the screen, it was what I was just explaining now. Digital footprint, comparison, oversharing. Do not be an oversharer. Don't overshare your emotions, but we're not telling anyone what to share, but we just suggest to share a positive message all the time and or positive content. Family values. The digital age has made it super easy to share info online, as we are able to connect with friends and families through our mobile and social media. However, with this accessibility comes consequences. And we found out what are those consequences. Establish family values online. Be clear about how you expect them to act online. Talk about online harassment. Talk about the power of positive messages online. So what I normally do, I post inspirational messages on my social media platforms so that whoever who's having a bad day, they can actually see what is happening. So guys, feel free to ask questions. I'm actually posing for you guys to see, posing to, if you guys have any questions, you can ask anything. I'm so sorry guys, my light is very dark. I don't know. Yeah, but I hope you guys can see me. You can see my beautiful smile as we move along. So yeah, so guys, if you have any questions, you can ask about everything that we just covered. So yes, let's get it done. So discover family-friendly content. Explaining this section will demonstrate where possible the tools that can be used to filter and control what can be seen online. So I'm going to ask you this question. How do children use the internet? What kind of apps do they use and what kind of content do they consume? And I know these are the things that we normally do not think about as parents, but I want us to delve deeper on this thing. How do your child use the internet and what kind of apps do they use? Do you know all that? And what kind of content do they consume? Do you know what your children they do online? So let's discuss what kind of content are your children exposed to online. Many of this they come across will depend on your child's age and maturity level. Get a sense of which of these are most worrying to parents and how do they currently monitor if their children has comes across these kind of content. Now, we know kids will be kids because they are naturally curious, but there are many technical tools and parental tools you can use to filter content and sites. And let's look at approach that should help. So Family Link provides a comprehensive set of features for finding and managing family-friendly content. Set a content restrictions in Google Play through Family Link. Blacklist or whitelist specific websites. Set filters for web browsing, and turn safe search on and off with Family Link. If getting parental control coverage installed on each of your family devices seems too difficult, consider the features available through your broadband providers all the time. Make sure that you also check on what are they really doing online and all the content restrictions in Google Play for the Family Link. So Family Link will definitely restrict you or help you monitor what your child are doing online, and you can do that remotely without you being present in their own space or invading their space, I would say, which is things that they do not like. If you are using a Google Chrome browser available as a free download, there's features that lets you create different account profiles for supervised users and managers, giving you complete control of how your children use the internet. Safari has also built-in restriction settings you can activate to block adult content. Firefox and IE also have a verifying parent control you can activate as well. So if you need more information on this, definitely you can literally comment on our chat box, and my colleagues are there to see or to help you with all the questions that you might have. And I'll also post just to tackle those questions. You can go on step further on certain websites and internet platforms such as Google, YouTube, and iTunes. You can switch on a family-friendly filter that should identify and filter out potential mature content. Once again, there are no flawless systems, so it makes sense to use this alongside other parental control. Google's Safe Search is one of the primary parental control options offered by Google to help parents police such as results. Safe Search helps to filter mature and potential explicit content out of search results. And I want you to note, guys, that YouTube is not available for children under the age of 13 years old. But yeah, helping children and monitoring them will definitely help. So make sure that you always turn on Safe Search so that it can also help you a lot. YouTube restricted mode. YouTube's community guidelines include guidelines or guides on nudity or sexual content, hateful content, harmful or dangerous content, and violent or graphic content. While YouTube work hard to ensure all videos meet their community guidelines due to the high volume of content uploaded to the site each day. There is a risk that some videos will break these guidelines and still be available to view. So let's make sure that we protect our children from all those content, because people, they post whatever they do. Remember, also being online, it's business for other people. So let's make sure that we talk to our children about the kind of content that is there online, and we protect them from that. So YouTube Kids. YouTube Kids is specialized video app. It's a specialized video app. The app tailored or made towards children with a special curated content, parental controls, and filtering. YouTube Kids is the first Google product built from the ground on with kids and families in mind. The YouTube Kids app offers a more content YouTube experience for kids. The content is generated by YouTube creators, but uses the power of Google systems to try to filter out content that may not be appropriate for kids. So we should check it out as parents and make sure that they do have that app that is specialized or tailored for them. Read Along is an Android app developed to aid kids in grades 1 to 5 to learn to read confidently. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just quickly switch off my phone. So just making noise. Let me lower my volume. This is really amazing. Okay. Thank you very much. So yes, I was explaining about the Read Along, which is an app that, yes, I was talking about the Read Along is an app, Android app developed for kids or aid for kids in grades 1 to 5 to learn to read confidently anytime, anywhere, using their own voice. It is a speech-based on reading app that encourages children to read out loud. So if your kid cannot read, or you want to teach them how to read, Read Along is actually an app for you as a parent that you can use for your children to actually get it through. It will teach them on how to read out loud, and it will definitely teach them a few things about the words that they could not pronounce and all that. And you'll be shocked. I mean, internet is not bad, and well, it is bad and it is good. It's 50-50. It's about how you use it. So you can help your children to make sure that they use the internet based on their stage and their age before they're exposed to other content that might affect them. The helpful app, AL, powered by Reading Buddy, DIA, also encourages them by providing positive reinforcement when they read correctly, and helps out by giving suggestions when they don't benefits or read out loud. Independent reading with friendly assistance. This is what the app can help you with. Global collection of stories, playful learning, get better every day, personalized profiles, Learn without Wi-Fi, private and secure. Learn without Wi-Fi, which means it can be online and it can be offline as well. So Dia is an expressive animated reading assistant. Dia can read the entire sentence, highlighting each word as it's read so that the child can follow along. As children read out loud, Dia detects if a child is struggling with a passage of a text and is able to provide positive reinforcement or help. Children can ask Dia at any time to help them read a sentence or pronounce a word they don't know or understand. Users can tap on any word to hear it pronounced. When they practice reading a word, the app will also show them if the word was read correctly by making it green. Google Read Along, a free offline speech-based reading app with one-on-one assistance, help kids age 6 to 11 learn how to read, which it is really, really great. So develop your reading skills with Read Along. Learn to read with the magic of your voice, which is Read Along. Reveal on click, in case they haven't been mentioned. Here are some other ways you might approach. Start a conversation. Talk to your child about what they might find on the internet. So it is important that you tell them what they might find on the internet. Help them understand. Sometimes they may come across things that they use or they would prefer not to see, and that might not upset them. Encourage them to come and talk to you about it. Think before you click. Help your child understand that clicking on pop-ups or links in unsolicited emails that offer things that are too good to be true, like someone can just or maybe there might be a pop-up that says you have 1 billion, click here to claim your money. Those are too good to be true, and obviously you don't want your kids to click on those things because they get to get your personal details, and they might be hackers. You'll never know. So make sure that you supervise if you can. Maybe ideal for younger children, if you can try and be in the same room as your child when they're online. That way you can keep an eye out of what kind of content are accessing. But remember, guys, you also can use a family link, which can also help you monitor what your child does online, even though you are not there, by setting your time screen, when to log off and all that. How do you protect your family from negative content? Start a conversation with your child. Think before you click. Those are the things that you want to teach your child, and supervise if you can. So it's a matter of being in your child's life as much as possible, especially online. So yeah, guys, you can ask any questions if you have any questions, so that we all understand what's really happening. Protect your family security and privacy. What is the most popular social media platform for kids? Those are the things that you should know. We live online. Children as well as adults like to post pictures online. Our online profiles also share a lot of personal information about us, such as age, school, location, activities we like. Unfortunately, this type of information only helps scammers and groomers to manipulate children. Protecting your family's security. We all know you care about your family's security online. What affects a child also affects the entire family. What kind of dangers to both your families and your own security exist when participating online activities? We are going to cover 3 topics, which is stranger danger, identity theft, and cyberbullying. Also known as online grooming, as grooming is a word. So online grooming as grooming is a word used to describe people befriending children in order to take advantage of them for sexual purposes. It's easy to pretend to be someone else on the internet, so children can sometimes end up having conversations with people whose real identities or identity they may not know. Let's start by understand some of the things to look out for. What to look out for. Online grooming may be hard for parents to recognize because it can happen when children are at home. Also, groomers may specifically warn children not to talk to anyone about it. Online groomers are not always strangers. In many situations, they may already have met them through their family or social activities and use the internet to build rapport with them. Sometimes children don't realize they have been groomed and think that the person is their boyfriend or girlfriend. You may want to investigate further if you see your child exhibiting any of these signs, being secretive about who they are talking to, using sexual language you wouldn't expect them to know, switching screens when you come near their computer. So those are the signs that you can see that your child is being groomed or is talking to someone and they're exchanging content that is inappropriate. Grooming can be a tricky subject to talk about. A good way in it is to say you have read a story about this happening and ask them if they know if any of their friends have experienced anything familiar. So yes, guys, remember when you approach a child, come with a story so that they don't actually get to notice that you're talking about them, or you want to check if they know certain things. So yeah, those are the ways of approaching your child. Talk about the risk and make sure your child knows that not everyone online is who they say they are. Encourage them to come and talk to you if they feel not sure about the identity of someone they're talking to. So those are the things that we should be aware about. How do you speak to your kids about online grooming? Start a conversation. I read a story, exactly what I was saying. Bring a conversation, bring a story, talk about the risk, agree on the rules and stay engaged all the time. So from the time to time, review their social media together or with you. You or a family member might want to be their friend online to ensure that they are making sensible choices. And you can also see what kind of content are they posting, and what they are also exposed to. If you do friend them, watch and observe rather than take part. So it's really all about protecting privacy and identity, or protecting them from identity fraud. It's important to note, just like adults, children may be at risk of having their online identity stolen and misused. It can be difficult to maintain child's privacy as they may not understand what information is safe to share online or what default privacy settings are on the side of the device they are using. Let's start by understanding some of the things to look out for. You may start to suspect your child's identity has been stolen if they get a bill for something they haven't ordered, start to get emails from organizations they do not recognize, receive any letters regarding government benefits or tax payments. Check their online privacy settings. Go through their privacy settings with your child for every social network site and app they are signed up to. Agree with them what they will share and with whom. Check their device settings. Check their privacy settings on their smartphones and tablet devices. Things to look out for are whether they are set up for location services, sharing of contacts, photos and calendars, Bluetooth sharing, microphone and video and advertising. See section of the safety purchase of the main devices. So definitely check out for those things. If your child identity has been stolen, be sure to tell any affected website about the problem and get your child to log in and change their password immediately. Personal privacy and security are just as important online as they are offline. Privacy settings need to be updated across the platforms that your child may be using. Most social media platforms that they may be using will have privacy settings that you can update. So make sure that you update those privacy settings. Here are some examples of the social media platforms that may be familiar with. Typical, the page limits for these 13 years old, and they will have privacy settings that you can update to protect their data and digital footprint or their digital presence. YouTube is a little different to others in that you change the privacy settings on the videos, open your YouTube app and click on your profile icon, access account menu, choose your channel, choose options button next to any videos. On the privacy settings, choose between private, unlisted, public. Unlisted means that you can share the video through a link, won't be available to people who are just browsing online. So yeah, we're getting to this very, very nice, guys. So, but guys, remember, if you have any content or anything, you can like literally, I can see Mangalisa there and Pioneer of Change as well. Thank you guys for interacting. This is really amazing. I really appreciate it. Even if we lock down our security settings, anyone able to hack into our account has total access to all of our information. Furthermore, once one account is hacked, a scammer can use this information to influence others. Therefore, one of the best protection against fraud is strong password. And we'll also have a session about how to create a strong password, about being safe online. And I think it will be on tomorrow, but we'll definitely share the links about what time it will be so that you guys can get the actual precautions that you should apply to your social media platforms. Not all passwords are created equal, and many passwords are easily guessed by hackers. It's a good idea to protect both yours and your child's identity by ensuring that your passwords match the strong passwords standard. Follow these tips for a strong password. Make your password unique. Make your password longer and more memorable. A lyric from a song or a poem, meaningful quote from a movie or speech, or your password, it could be your favorite film. But remember, you are the only person who will know that, and hackers, they wouldn't know what your password is about. But normally, if you use your addresses, your phone numbers, or your surname and all that, definitely they can easily guess those passwords and hack your devices. Cyberbullying. Let's dig deeper to it and see what is actual cyberbullying. 47% of children interviewed reported experiencing some form of digital harassment. And these are the things that we as parents, we do not know about or we're not aware of it. So let's make sure that we protect them from all of these harassments online. It's really important that children who are bullied online know what simple steps they can take to help them to cope and how to ask for a support. Let's look at some do's and don'ts to give you as parents some support. Have you say, what do you think cyberbullying is? How is it different to other forms of bullying? Bullying has changed as the digital world encourages more children to take social media and anonymous messaging apps to share their experiences and manage relationships. So parents, cyberbullying or bullying as a whole, remember, when kids go to school, they will face bullying as well, but now it is happening digitally. So we should also, support them from all those things, because they're not sometimes they're just not aware what kind of content they should post. So if you are more present to your child's life, or every time you buy them cell phones, you make sure that you monitor everything that they do online. It will also help you to understand what they are going through and what are they posting, what are they facing, and what kind of content they don't want. And knowing your child as well, you will know what kind of content you can actually access from the internet. You will hear various different ways used in the context of cyberbullying, so it helps to know each of these ways, what it means. So I'd like to ask you guys a question. Can you explain to me what each of these terms mean? Go through them, and the ones that are on the screen, just go through them and let me know on our comments what they mean. but just for the sake of time, I'll just read. I will just get through them, and then yeah, we see what they mean, so that for those who do not understand, they can actually take note of what is happening. So the first one is harassment. Harassment is targeting an individual or group with a persistent and offensive messages, which could develop into cyber talking, outing, publicly sharing personal, private, or embarrassing information, photos or videos about someone online. That's outing. And trolling. I'm sure you guys have seen this word a lot, especially on Twitter. Trolling. It means it's a deliberately posting or provocative and insulting messages about sensitive subjects, or inflicting racism or misogyny on any individual. And parents not really serious about it. Kids could not, or could be cruel, but get away with it by saying it was just for burns or fun. Roasting, which is the second last, engaging up an individual online and sending offensive abuse until the victim seen to crack. Griefing, abusing, and angering people through online gaming. So yes, what to look for, guys. These are actually things that you should know, especially parents. We should make sure that it is important to know what to look out for, and just as important to know how to have a conversation about it. Remember, parents, if you don't understand what your kids are doing online, then you wouldn't be able to help them. So it is important for us to make sure that we always with them in everything they do. So I'm just going to share with you guys some of the do's and don'ts about cyberbullying online. If you become aware that your child is being cyberbullied, there are a number of things you should aim to do straight away. Find out why, talk it through. It's funny, or might get lots of it's funny sometimes, but or maybe it gets many likes, which is that's the reason why we post, because it gets likes. But is it safe for your child or for your children? So make sure that you're always there for them, because this thing, it can definitely affect them or to their exposure. Learn from it. Above all, help your child learn from what has happened. Think about what you could do differently as a parent or as a family, and share your learning with other parents and careers. So some of the don'ts that you shouldn't do: don't get upset, stay calm when discussing it, don't ignore it, take the situation seriously, and don't blame someone else, don't condone it. If your child was cyberbullying, in retaliation, you should tell them that two wrongs cannot make it right. And I know we all know that. Don't take away their devices. You do not take away their devices. This could make their situation worse, and encourage them to find other ways to get online. And remember, they can just go anywhere and they start connecting online. So it's very important also to mention, nobody likes to think that their own child could be a cyberbully, but young people can sometimes be drawn into this behavior without realizing their impact on their actions. What are some ways you would bring up bullying with your children? So guys, we're discussing cyberbullying. If your child has experienced any of that, feel free to share with us so that we get to educate other people as we learn through. These are actually great things, to go through, and just for us to be aware. Imagine if we don't know, or we're not aware of what is happening. So it is very great to know and explore Google Safety Center. These are some of the things that you guys can get into. I will also share a few tips on the screen right now. So as you can see, there's 5 fundamental topics on digital citizenship and safety from the Internet Code of Awesome. Share with K, which is one I like. I actually love all these fundamentals. Share with K, be internet smart, don't fall for fake, be internet alert, secure your secrets, be internet strong. It's cool to be kind, be internet kind. When in doubt, talk it out, be internet brave. So these are the things that you should teach your child: smart, alert, strong, and kind and brave. Motivate them to be positive and strong about things that they do online. And yeah, so this you can literally these are the helpline for children. You can literally take a screenshot on the screen to make sure that you also remember what these links, or maybe you can just on your own time, you can just go through for your children, or just to get more information to help your children and what to go through. Digital well-being, family guide. Please make sure that, guys, you take screenshots, but we'll definitely maybe make sure that we'll also have some of these links on our comments so that you can just copy them and click through. It's important not to bury our heads in the sand about technology. When parents say they don't do social media or don't get Snapchat, it's akin to leaving children to across a busy road without training. So parents are missing golden opportunities to keep their children safe and informed. Experts recommend we become digital moms and digital dads, navigate online world alongside and children. It's actually funny because a child who's like maybe 5 months already, when they see a phone, they can literally tell of what is happening. So yes, we covered a lot today, guys. Although it's a lot to take in, there are plenty of resources available to you to reinforce the learning from today and offer extra helpful tips and guidelines. So as you can see, there's resources online. You can also screen grab what is on the screen: Family Link, YouTube Kids, Google Digital Wellbeing, and Google Phishing Quiz. That will help you a lot as parents. What was your key takeaway from this session? If you'd like to share with us, please do. That will be very great. Please screenshot what is on the screen. These are some of the safety or organization that you can report to online. Google Safety, Nigeria Police, Web Rangers. If you're in Nigeria, yeah, you can call that number. But if you're in South Africa, no. Google Safety, you can check that online and it will give you more details. Also, screen grab this. So these are just resources on where to report if you're facing cyberbullying or any of that kind of harassment in online. But this is from Kenya. So if you're in Kenya, yeah, definitely. If you're in Nigeria, you can screenshot this one. And if you're in Kenya, you can definitely screenshot this slide. And yeah, FPB as well, Childline. These are the numbers that you can call if you are in South Africa, or 117281347. And these are some of the websites that you can get to wherever you are. You can just get to see what's happening. Thank you guys very much for your patience. It was really great. We had a great time, and thank you very much. You guys were so amazing, and thank you for interactive and for your patience. It is amazing. My name is Denson Klanga, and I'm signing out. And I hope parents have learned a lot today about how to protect your kids from cyberbullying and what kind of content they should definitely get or engage to when it comes to online presence or their digital prints. Thank you. Bye.